There is perhaps no other school role, other than maybe that of the superintendent, that is a more public-facing role than the athletic director. The athletics program is probably the area of the district that the public interacts with more frequently than any other. It is also the one where emotions can run high, from parents concerned about playing time, to coaches advocating for their program, to the public who wants our Cosmos teams to perform at high levels. Thus, a successful AD must have a number of skills in order to do that work well: communication, undying patience, and watertight organizational and logistical skills. Over the last year, as our schools have tried to maintain operations during the COVID pandemic, Rich Saypack's skills shine through in his leadership of the athletics program. As our athletic director, Rich exemplifies these skills on a daily basis within our schools. Logistics are taken care of well in advance and double and triple checked. In normal years, with limited bus drivers, many teams, and precious field and gym time, this is challenging. Add in significant restrictions from COVID, and that work becomes several times harder. Yet the Cosmos athletic programs continue to run in an orderly fashion so that players can focus on competing. Rich's communication skills, while always strong, have been shown clearly in the past year. Rich, while willing to thread in a good, or at least decent, story, expresses himself honestly and clearly, especially when the stakes of the communication are high. During COVID last year, he regularly interacted with coaches and parents in large group settings, laying out clear expectations and systems to keep us all safe. But the communication skills were even more impressive when working with families, coaches, and athletes in difficult one-to-one conversations. About COVID precautions, sure, but also about the normal stuff too. Complaints, tough conversations about grades, and coach supervision. In these one-on-one conversations, Rich holds the line on core principles, listens with empathy, and speaks clearly. Though folks don't always agree with Rich in the end, they always feel respected and heard. Rich also does everything in his job with his always warm smile and his just above average sense of humor. We're lucky to have him as a leader here in Springfield. When I think about staff that stand out, I can't help but think about Rich Saypack. Many of you may not know Rich, as he is the athletic director for the middle school and high school sports programs. I'm sure there are even more of you that might not really understand what an athletic director does. Sure, they schedule games, buses and officials, they hire coaches, and they make sure student athletes have the equipment they need to not only be safe in their sport of choice, but also well prepared and trained. What you don't see is the work that Rich does to go above and beyond. He gets to know the student athletes. He checks in on them to ensure they are doing okay. Right now, we are in trying times that can often break the spirit of not only the kids, but also the coaches. Rich has kept the sports teams playing, all while ensuring compliance with COVID guidance. During the basketball season, Rich often started his days shortly after 7 a.m., checking in students at SHS, and went home close to 9 p.m. after checking out students from practice. He created schedules that allowed all teams to practice and access gym space safely. One thing I'll say about Rich is he shows no preference to any one sport. I've seen him advocate hard for the bowling team to have access to the local bowling alley. I've seen him get creative and find a way to combine the dance and cheer teams during the past year to keep our kids active. I've also seen him on the fields, alone setting up the cones, soccer goals, goalpost pads, and making sure the fields are lined. He's at the games checking on the teams, making sure officials have water, checking on scorekeepers, and greeting the fans. He makes sure his coaches have access to high-quality trainings, certificate programs, and safety equipment. Rich doesn't just stop working because the clock tells him it's time. He's always thinking, dialoguing with others, and trying to continually enhance athletics in Springfield. As you might realize, athletics can often get pretty heated as competition builds. I've seen Rich listen objectively, seek input from others, and ensure that he approaches tough situations objectively. At the heart of everything, Rich is always thinking about the student athletes. He keeps an M&M dispenser on his desk. Not only is it a great treat for the students, but it helps build relationships and gives kids a reason to stop by, especially when they need a trusted adult to talk to. Rich has worked tirelessly to improve fields and facilities in his time as athletic director. He has made sure that all teams have new uniforms and reinstated much of Springfield's history regarding athletics. He's one of our heroes. He's one of our champions. Rich has truly turned around the ship of athletics. Congratulations, Rich, and thank you.